Hello, clever people, and welcome to my review for Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. So Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again is the sequel to the 2006-2008 film, it's one of those, Mamma Mia, which was based off of a Broadway musical where they basically took a bunch of ABBA songs and they kind of made it so that they fit into a musical theater setting, and then they decided to set it on a tropical island and have all these beautiful people in it, and it was basically just an escapism film, and for some reason it reached a really wide popularity. I'm pretty sure that the musical was already pretty popular, but afterwards, after the film came out, it got really popular, and this one follows the story of the main character from the first one, which is Meryl Streep's character, and she has passed on, and Amanda Seyfried's character, Sophia, I believe is what her name is basically trying to continue the legacy, so she tries to open up a new hotel for her mom, and at the same time, you kind of go back in time to when Meryl Streep's character, who is played by Lily James, is just going around. She just graduated from Oxford University, and she went across the world to Europe and just started sleeping around with guys, and then eventually she ended up with a child. So it's just all about her story, and it's kind of how the two parallel each other. And that's pretty obvious because it's not very subtle. The movie is very upfront with the fact that the whole point of the movie is that there's two different subplots and that they're paralleling each other. But, I mean, subtlety is not really what you want in a Mamma Mia movie. The first Mamma Mia was a movie that I liked quite a bit. I think it's just a fun movie. I grew up with it because my mom always had it on her iPad, and whenever I would have to go to the hair salon with her, she had no games on her iPad, and she had two other movies, but they were rated R, so it ended up being that the only one I'd ever have a chance to watch is Mamma Mia. And basically, my mom really liked it, and other women figures to me, like my grandma really liked it, and my nana really liked it, so I was just surrounded with it a lot as a kid. So hearing about a sequel, I thought that was kind of funny because I knew that it's based on a Broadway musical, and the Broadway musical does not have a sequel. So I found it interesting that they were going for randomly deciding to do a sequel to a movie without having any material to base it off of, but I would say that it actually worked out, and surprisingly enough, I think that it turned in a pretty equal result to the first one. By no stretch of the imagination are the Mamma Mia movies great, they're just fun and light entertainment, and really, the second one delivers just that. I've heard a lot of people say that the second one is actually better than the first one. I say that they're about equal. I don't think there's a whole lot of differences between them. But, I mean, the music, I don't think that they really used a lot of new music in the sequel. But for the most part, it sounded like the music sounded good. A lot of it was reused, and the new stuff wasn't all that bad. That's kind of an issue with musical sequels, is oftentimes you'll get just a lot of rehashed songs and a lot of bad songs. And even though you did have some rehashed songs, they did at least try and put in some effort with some of the new songs that they had. And you know, for a sequel to a musical, they usually aren't very good, and this one actually turned out pretty well. The acting is even better than the first one, honestly. I watched the first one just before I saw the second one, and the acting has improved quite a bit, which is surprising, because it's already a lot of good actors. But I mean, Amanda Seyfried is quite a bit older now, and she does a really great job with this movie. Lily James is also great in the role of basically playing a younger version of Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep's character, not the actual woman, but it's just light entertainment, really. The thing is that it's got a lot of energy. The movie is just bursting with energy. With every single scene, even if there's not a dance number, the movie just feels like it's pulsing with energy. And the movie does get a bit more dramatic than the first one on a lot of different situations, mostly because Meryl Streep's character died. And that's a depressing thing for a lot of the characters, but they don't play it off in a way that's annoying. They play it off in a way that would, under the hands of most movies, be annoying. But with this one, it felt like part of the story. It felt natural. And I'm really happy that they spent a lot of time on Meryl Streep and her death, but they didn't spend so much time that it got overbearing, and they didn't spend so little time that it felt underdeveloped. Really, the biggest issue with Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, is the question of kind of just why it exists. because it doesn't really further the story that much. The whole point of the movie is very unsubtle and clear. The two stories parallel, the mother and the daughter. But the thing is, it felt like they didn't have enough movie to pack into 2 hours. And because they try to do the prequel and the modern day type thing, neither one feels fully developed in the way that they should be. The Lily James subplot feels a tad more developed just because they do spend more time on it. But that was a disappointment in and of itself because we already know that story. We already know how that story turned out. And I kind of just wanted something going forward more. If you're going to tell a prequel, you have to show different sides to a story that haven't been shown before. And they didn't really put any effort into that. It was just a lot of the same stuff. And then the modern day subplot lacked a lot because they didn't have a whole lot to do. It felt like the modern day subplot was more equipped for a short film because it just felt really quick, and right once it's over you kind of feel like there wasn't enough story to go around. In the end of the day though, Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again is a really fun movie, and if you're just looking for fun, really energetic escapism, that's what you get with this movie. It's the type of summer escapism that people look forward to at the summertime. And for that, it's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it necessarily. I mean, other than the subplot issue, there's not a whole lot of issues coming from the movie. Just overall, it's not super well made, but that doesn't really matter because the key audience is going in for entertainment, and thankfully that's what it supplies. I will give Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again a 6.5 out of 10. Alright, that concludes my review for Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. So, what are your thoughts on this film, or what do you think of the original? Comment in the comment section below and let me know. I'm Robert Burke, and this has been The Clever Critics. Goodbye.